guys, so I'm going live with a Core Connect class. It is for mom and baby, and I'm going to do about a 30-minute demo class for anyone that is interested in joining next week's start. So we are going to be doing 9 weeks starting next week, so you'll run all the way until December 21st. And the 9 weeks progresses. So today is just going to be a general idea of what you're going to see in the class. And so you have an idea we're going to be using for the class, not today, but when we start next week. You're going to use a squishy ball, 2 little weights, these are 2 pounds, and a resistance loop. So you can have the week, if you're interested in joining, to find those props for yourself. And you can find all kinds of things if you can't find these online, but like kids' balls and cans of beans, and even like a belt or a circle scarf could be useful if you're looking for a resistance loop. Or if you have a TheraBand, like a long resistance loop or tubing, then you can just knot it up. That's totally fine. So those are the things that we're going to be using when we actually start doing the full series, the 9 weeks of class next week. And that'll be available. I'll post that online for sign up soon. I just haven't got the sales page ready yet. So we're going to do 30 minutes today and no props right now. So let's get started. All right, so if you have a mat, just hang it on your mat with me. Have a seat. And we're just going to start with some easy moving to get our ribs going so that we get better breathing patterns. When we get those better breathing patterns, then we're going to get our core activating better as well. That's what we really want, right? So nice core activation, nice alignment, and that's going to help our posture too. So start with your arms coming up, nice big breath in, stretching up, and all the way down. Big breath in, and all the way down. And one more time, big breath in, and all the way down. I'm gonna let my right hand come down, and I'm gonna side stretch here with my left. So nice big side bend over, and then take it to the other side. So reach up, side bend over, big inhale, and all the way down. So you wanna really use this hand that's touching to the floor as help for resistance. So it's gonna push you away as you reach. And that's going to help you get a lot of stretch into those side ribs and movement for your rib cage. So if you're new to moving, this should feel really nice. If you've been holding the baby a lot, this should feel great. So I recommend you can start doing this type of class from 3 to 4 weeks on postpartum. But you can start anytime, and you don't have to have a baby with you to do the class. You can do it anytime. Got 2 more, so 1, and the last one. Nice big side reach, and back. Beautiful. So I'm gonna get you to come up now, so you bring your knees under you and come up to a tall kneeling position. And hands are gonna come up and behind your head. So you're gonna let your head lift up into your hands. So you might give yourself a little double chin to do that. And we're gonna add in with a little curl forward. And then we're gonna lift our head and chest, push your head back into your hands. That's gonna help strengthen your neck muscles, and lift your head and chest so your head goes over your bum. And then nodding forward, and big reach up. So just moving our upper spine here. Inhale into your back. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up and over. Inhale, so really nice wide back ribs. And exhale, and inhale, nodding forward. Now if you're working with me, you're gonna know I say empty your air from the bottom up. So we inhale, we wanna get our breath going around our ribs, all the way down into our pelvis. And we exhale, we empty our air from the bottom up. And that's where our core really starts, right from the bottom where our pelvic floor is. Whether you've had a vaginal or cesarean birth, we need those pelvic floor muscles to be kicking in too. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. So take that kneeling position. I'm going to turn on my mat, and you're going to bring your hands down onto the mat here. So just start to rock your hips back and then pull yourself forward. So we're not quite going into a kneeling plank position. We're just working on opening our hips here. Rocking back and pulling forward. So it's a nice big inhale. And you can see I'm not changing a whole lot in my spine. I'm getting really active in my upper body and my lower body. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing down. So this is a great stretch for pelvic floor. You can see I'm starting to get a little more movement. I'm able to reach my hips all the way back. They're starting to release. And exhale. And one more time. And exhale forward. Beautiful. Come into the middle here. Landmark your hands under your shoulders. Now if it feels like a lot of work on your wrist, you can go knuckles down. The other thing you can do is if you have a stool, you can put a stool and have your forearms down. But I don't want you down on your forearms just yet. Usually you can do that, just not for this particular exercise. So you're gonna let your shoulder blades slide towards each other. So it's like you're trying to crack a walnut in between your shoulder blades, and then you're gonna let your shoulder blades move wide and your chest lifts up. So that's not a back move, it's your blades moving, and then your whole torso gets the effect of that. So a nice slide of your blades together, slide of your blades apart, together, apart, together, apart, together, apart, good, together, apart. This should feel pretty nice. It might feel really tricky to do. And we don't really realize how important this motion is for our core strength. But if your shoulder blades don't move on their own, then your core isn't going to be able to move. Your back is going to probably be doing a lot of that work. So it's really important to be able to segment a lot of the work that we need for each particular part of our body. Good, one more time, blades together and blades apart. Okay, push yourself up, see how that feels. Okay, if your wrists feel like they had a lot of work, you're just gonna push thumbs in front of fingers, make your fingers and your wrists work a little bit, and then stretch your arms up and all the way back down, and you're gonna floss a little bit here. So one hand, I'm gonna just move my hand so you can see it. So one hand is coming in front and the other wrist is opening, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's it. Back and forth, back and forth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Big sweep up of your arms. Nice big breath in. Make sure as you're taking your arms up that you're not pushing your chest forward. That's more in your back. We want to keep those ribs stacked over pelvis. Stretch and then take it down. All right, come onto your mat. So you're going to let your knees bend. Come down to your side and then roll onto your back. That's going to help protect your core. If you're new to postpartum, or if you have a new baby, if you're concerned about diastasis, okay, just keep in mind everything we're doing here is for new movement, new moms. If you're concerned about diastasis, if you're concerned about any pelvic floor, this is all is restorative work for core diastasis, pelvic floor. So the Instagram live is going to cut me off a little bit here, but your arms are going to come up overhead. Just take a nice big stretch back again, reach, and try not to let your ribs pop up. So connect those ribs, stretch your arms, and then exhale, bring them back down. So let them settle down beside you. You're going to have your feet a nice comfortable distance from your bum. Press down in your feet, heavy across your shoulders. Lift your hips up in that bridge, and then lower back down. Hips come up and lower back down. Now I want you to be really aware when you bridge, we don't really need to thrust. You can squeeze your bum cheeks, but I want you to imagine like they're sponges. So each bum cheek squeezes and then releases. So imagine you've got lots of water in a sponge. You're going to squeeze each bum cheek and then release. And that's going to keep you from thrusting and using your back. You think Nice gentle squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. We want our ribs and our pelvis to be aligned. So together here in alignment, they stay in alignment. Now if you're feeling more hamstring, which is the back of the leg versus your bum, you probably need your heels a little closer. The other thing you can do is think about reaching your knees a little bit forward as you come up in that bridge. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1 more time, and we're gonna hold at the top. So holding there, reach your knees, reach a little with your inner thighs too. Feel those inner thighs kick in. Feel that nice squeeze of your bum without thrusting your hips. Keep your hands pressed down so you've got a little bit of weight across your shoulders. And we're gonna pick up one heel and lower down. Hips stay still. The other heel, lower down. So I'm gonna do an exhale to lift, inhale, lower. Good. You breathe as comfortably as you can. Don't worry if your breath doesn't feel like it's connecting just yet. We're going to get there in time and go over that if you're joining the class in a lot more detail. Okay, so I'm starting to feel a lot more glute here. If you're feeling low back, lower your hips, but see if you can keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Both heels down, hips come down. Beautiful. Walk your feet wider than your mat, and you're going to let your knees and hips sway to the side and come up and over and sway to the side and come up and over. And right now I'm just letting my back move with my legs. But I want you to slowly start to keep your pelvis here still. So your movement in your legs is going to get a little bit smaller as you keep your hip bones pointed towards the ceiling, and you're going to get deeper movement in your hip socket. So it turns from a spine and back movement to a hip movement. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring those legs back in. So from here, just check in. We want to be in a neutral pelvis, which means that we don't want a big arch in our back, and we don't want our back to push into the mat. So see if you can just kind of shake your pelvis out and see if you've settled in your low back somewhere where you don't feel a lot of tension, you don't feel like you're overarched or like you're pushing back. Enough space maybe to slide a pencil or a single sheet of paper. And we're going to take a nice big breath in. And how our breath works is when we inhale, our breath goes down, our diaphragm descends, our pelvic floor, it relaxes or it expands. And then when we exhale, it's like a trampoline, right? So your pelvic floor comes up, your breath continues, your diaphragm lifts up, and that is a kickstart for your pelvic floor, and it actually activates your core, your deep core muscles. So we're going to do that inhale. Think about your breath going down and your exhale. And just see if you can feel your tummy kind of tighten under that exhale. Now you can add in a little bit of deep core activation, and I like to cue hip bones towards each other and a zip up. So inhale, reaching your breath down. Exhale, hip bones towards each other, zip up. We're going to start to move now. So inhale. With that exhale, we're going to bring a leg up. And down. Inhale, prepare, exhale. Now you can stay in this breath cycle or change it so it might feel a little more challenging. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. Now this might feel like like not a lot of work, but you want to feel like a little bit of tension happening in between your hip bones, and then all the way up along your abdominals as you exhale. That's the very base move that your core needs, that low level activation. And that's your deepest core muscle. So if we force our air a whole lot, we're probably going to get some of the outer layer muscles, which is okay, but it's not really what we need because we're not creating a huge demand to turn on those outer layer muscles. Let's do 3 more of these. Right, so we want a low level. We're teaching our body to anticipate movement. We're teaching those deep core muscles to kick in when we need them so we don't have to think about them all the time in the future. All right, so from there, we're going to let a knee drop to the side, and then we're going to bring it back up. And then your other leg. And bring it back up. And I want you to keep your hands on your hips or on your waist, and you're just going to feel what happens as your leg drops to the side. Do you feel like you're rocking in your pelvis, or can you stay still? And here's where that breath comes in handy. Inhale really wide and down to your pelvis. Don't let your hips... Are we still going here? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I think I'm still connected. So keep doing that knee to the side, open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close. Good, 4, and exhale, 3, and 2, and 1 more time. Awesome. So if you felt pretty stable in your core there, that's great. If you felt like you were wobbling around a little bit, don't worry about it. It's gonna happen if this is new to you, right? So we're just asking our core to start doing its job, which is keeping our pelvis stable. And eventually it's gonna be able to do that without us having to think so hard about it. So I want you to come onto all fours. So coming back to all fours, and you're shifting your hips back, and you're pulling yourself forward, and shifting your hips back, and pulling yourself forward. Now notice if you have a little more movement as you come back and forth. We want to have more movement in our hips. Good, and come back, and then just landmark in an all fours position. So you want hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. So remember that breath we just practiced? We're going to do that in all fours. So I want you to think, inhale all the way down towards your pelvis, and then you're going to exhale, hip bones towards each other, zip up. Try that again. And here we are asking our core to engage in an all fours position. Next time you've got an exhale, you're going to reach one arm forward. So nice big inhale. Exhale, up and down. If you can, do an alternating hand. So my hand that's down gets heavy, my opposite knee gets heavy. Hand that's down heavy, opposite knee. That's it. Do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that hand under your shoulder. So ideally we want to see no swaying happening side to side as we alternate arms. Go ahead, I'm going to reach my right leg out if you'd like to do the same. So you're following along, right leg out. And now I'm going to take my left hand and reach it up. So that left arm comes up, you're pushing into your back leg to keep your pelvis really still, and then you're going to reach under and do a bit of a one arm push up with your right. So nice big breath in and rotate under. Nice big breath in and rotate under. Nice big breath in and rotate under. 2 more. And under, and 1, and under. Come back to all fours, slide your right leg in, bring your left leg out, and push through that left heel. So my toes are down on the ground, I'm pushing through my left heel. I'm really strong through my middle and lifted in my arm. My right arm comes up and I dive it under and through. Nice big breath in, dive it under and through. See that half push-up arm there? See if you can get that half push-up arm and up. And half push-up arm and up. 3 more. And tall. And 2 more. And tall. And 1 more time, under and up. Beautiful, both hands under. Push yourself up so you're off your wrists for a second. Take your hands up behind your head again. So remember that side bend we warmed up with. We're gonna do that again. Nice big side bend. And up. And side bend. And up. So now it's the top side of our waist. These are our obliques that pull us up. They're rotational and lateral or side flexion muscles. So side bend up, good. And if you feel like you're kind of shifting in your hips a little bit, I want you to push down in your knees and imagine you're trying to push your mat apart with your knees. And that's gonna help. And we still wanna do that nice big breath in. And that low belly or the exhale, empty air from the bottom up. And that's gonna help us stop or prevent future ab things happening, right? So lots of times we get these weird habits happening with our abdominals and we do this weird cinching of our waist in weird places and that creates that low belly pooch. So I want you to start right off the bat correcting and emptying your air from the bottom up so that you activate those lower abdominals right from the get-go. Last one. And up, beautiful. Okay, so spine should feel nice and mobile. We're gonna go back to hands and knees. So my hands are right under my shoulders. My knees are under my hips. I'm gonna put more weight in my right hand, my left knee, and I'm going to bring my left leg up. So my foot is stretched out, pointed towards the ceiling, like I'm trying to get a footprint up there. Now it's really easy for me to drop my back, so I want you to get really active in your upper body. Bring your ribs back in line with your pelvis. Right back to that bridge where we made sure our ribs in line with the pelvis. Okay, bring your leg in, push your foot up. Bring your leg in, push your foot up. Now I want you to really think. Here is glute just a little bit past your midline. So the minute your leg starts to go up and past that level line is where your glutes are gonna kick in. And that's a good thing. We really want those glutes to do the work because we lose a lot of glute strength in those early postpartum days. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1 more time. Take that leg up, we're not done yet. We're gonna tip it to the side and bring it in. Tip it to the side and bring it in. This is gonna put a lot of weight on that left hand as you try and stabilize. If you need to, you can drop down to one forearm and that's gonna help. So this is my right forearm down. If you're feeling a lot of pressure on your wrist, try that. But we're almost done. 4 more. And 3, and 2. Try and keep that leg lifted. And last one. And slide that leg in. Woo, sit back, just take the weight off your wrist. You're gonna take a nice big breath in. And then you're gonna sit back down. And up tall. And sit back down. Good, so imagine up together, arms up, and back down. Up together, and back down. Up together, good. And it's those up muscles helping you come up, back down, up, back down. 2 more. And 1. And down, good. Hands are gonna come under the shoulders again. We're gonna do the other side. So put your weight into your right hands, left knee, right leg comes up. Footprint towards the ceiling. That's it. So I'm gonna wiggle my foot around so it feels like a nice position for me. Slide that leg in, push your foot up to the ceiling. So check in, are you dropped in your waist? Are you feeling a lot of low back? Get tall, get that core active. You should be able to lift your left hand fairly easily because your weight's in your right hand, your left knee. Almost there, 3. Feeling that glute reach, 2. One more time up, hold that. Knee to the side. Good, bring it in. Knee to the side. Bring it in. Make sure you're not using low back. If you feel like you need to drop down that left forearm to take some weight off your wrists. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee in. Bring that leg back in. Let's see what those glutes feel like. Get nice and tall. Use those glutes to come up and back down. Arms are going to come in front now. And back down. Up. And back down. 3. And sit down. 2. Good. Nice and stacked. Exhale. 1. And nice and tall. From here, I want you to stretch your left leg forward. I'm just going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. Left leg comes forward. So in a Romeo kneeling position, like you're ready to propose, I want you to wiggle your pelvis around here. So you're going to wiggle your left side pelvis back, bring it forward, back, bring it forward, back, bring it forward. That's it. So imagine like you're reaching that left bum cheek back, sliding that left bum cheek back, pulling down with your left heel, pulling into your mat or the floor. 4, 3, 2. Our pelvis gets so rotated when we have kids. We're always carrying one kid, doing something with the other hand. It really puts a lot of torque in our body. So this is really helpful to get us realigned, doing lots of mobility work that we do in this class. So you should feel that leg back in the socket a little bit. So I want you to check in ribs and pelvis here, right? So you're not arched, you're not sunk in your posture. Nice and connected, nice and tall. From here, we're going to hinge forward over that leg and then push into that foot. Use that left bum cheek to come up. I'm going to bring my right arm forward and exhale, come up nice and tall. So I'm pushing into my left heel. I'm squeezing my left bum cheek. I can even put my hand on my left butt and squeeze that left bum cheek. Remember that sponge? Inhale, squeeze that glute, come up. Inhale, squeeze that glute, come up. That's it. Nice hinge and tall. 2 more and tall. 1 more time. And nice and tall. Good. Both hands come up. Take them behind your head. And you're going to turn into that forward leg and then turn away. Turn into that forward leg and then turn away. Turn into the forward leg and turn away. Good, stay really upright. Feel like you're rotating through your spine as your hips stay pointed forward. Last 2. And center, and last 1. And center, good. Take your arms down, tuck that knee in. Let's go to the other side. So everything we're doing here is preparing you to be able to access your core muscles in the best possible alignment with the best possible breathing because they all work together. So remember, we're going to shift, back, shift, back. Okay, so try and think of your pelvis doing that. Your torso can move as well here. It's just going to help release any like stickiness, any rotations you're feeling in your pelvis, any unevenness. Good, pushing down to the right foot, pulling back a little with the right heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, it's really hard to use muscles when they don't sit in your joint well, and they most likely do not. Okay, so get really tall. So I need to adjust for myself and squeeze my left glute just a tiny bit, otherwise I kind of arch through my back. So check in with yourself. Are you nice and tall? Maybe you feel a stretch in that thigh. Align, hinge over, nice breath into those back ribs. Push down on your right heel, pull back with your right heel. Use that right glute to come up. Inhale and exhale. I'm gonna reach my left arm. And up. In and up. Good. Little double chin so that your head stays back in line with your spine. 4, 3, 2, one more time, and all the way up. Bring your hands up, take them behind your head. We're gonna rotate into the forward leg, rotate away. We're using our upper spine here so our hips aren't changing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And exhale, inhale, and exhale. Last 2. And last 1. And turn, come into center. Take your arms down. From here, go ahead, tuck your back toes. Push into your forward leg, push into your back toes, and come up to stands. Okay, shake your legs out. We're gonna do a little standing sequence, and I think we are about half an hour in, just a little bit over. Okay, arms come up for me. Nice big breath in, stretch through the ribcage a little bit, and you're gonna take your arms down, come into a squat. That's it. So all that nice hip mobility work should make your hips feel fantastic, giving you great motion for your squat. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And exhale one more time. And exhale. Now I want you to sit in your squat. So you're going to come down, sit into that squat, hands on your thighs. Lift one heel, lower down. Lift the other, lower down. And your hands are there for resistance. So you're going to push your heel, push your heel. That's it. So start to really push down now. So really thump down on the ground. That's it. Push. Good. Push and start to push with your hands a little bit for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands on your thighs. You should be feeling those now. Come down. Round your spine gently. Extend your spine gently. Round your spine gently. Extend your spine gently. Now, I want you to use your abs to do that. So you're going to think pubic bone, hip bones, curl lower spine, and then let go. Right? So you could push your back up and get no core, or you could use your low abs to get core, low abs to release. That's it. 4, 3, sit a little lower if you need to. 2, 1, come back to center. Press into those thighs, give them a shake. They're probably a little tired. Big breath in, stretch up. Check in with your ribs. And all the way down. You're gonna walk your legs a little bit wide now. So like you're going to do a plie squat. Come down here, push up. Come down, push up. Come on down, push it up. Come on down, push it up. Good. 4, and 3. Inhale down, 2, exhale up. Last 1. Come on down, pause, little heel, little heel, little heel, little heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come a little lower if you can, get a little taller. Big stretch. Give yourself a nice hug at the bottom. We're all done. Down and up. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful job, guys. Thank you so much for coming today. I'm going to leave this up in stories. So if you want to try it again, or if you're interested in joining the other classes, they'll be happening this week. So again, for the sessions that we're starting next week, you're gonna need a squishy ball, a loop, and 2 weighted balls, 2 small weights, 2 cans of beans, bottles of water, whatever you've got. And then after the class, I'm gonna upload everything into your own platform. So you'll be able to log in up to a year from the class start date and access the classes. So each one you'll be able to access for up to a year from that start date, which is next week. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in DM. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next class. Bye.